Today we'll be discussing a group of muscles called the quadriceps. They are made up of 4 leg muscles called the rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, vastus medialis, and vastus lateralis. The vastus intermedius is not shown here because of a deep muscle right beneath the rectus femoris. All of the vastus muscles originate on the femur, while the rectus femoris originates on the ilium. They all insert into the tibia and the patellar tendon, and they all have the same action of extending the leg at the knee. Here's a closer look of each muscle by itself. Let's talk about how to strengthen these massive muscles. Squatting is probably the best exercise and the best known exercise for increasing the strength and size of the quadricep muscles. However, it's very important that there are 3 things noted with a squat. Your hips stay straight, which means your feet will be in line with each other. Your feet are shoulder width apart or slightly wider, and your feet are straight or slightly angled. When you squat, you want to go as deep as you possibly can. A good goal is to have your quadriceps parallel to the ground beneath you. This will increase hypertrophy, but also hyperplasia of the muscles. An important thing to remember at the bottom of your squat is to not let your knees come in front of your toes. You can do this by sinking into your hips and keeping your head up. An important strategy in helping you remember to do this during your squat is to pick a point high up on the ceiling and follow that point with your eyes the entire time during your squat. This will keep your head up and your knees in line with your toes. Here's a picture from behind so you can see what your back should look like and how deep you need to go. A common problem people have while squatting is their knees buckle, like in this picture, during their squat. This is because people try to use only their legs and only their quadriceps to push them up. You have to remember that the gluteus maximus also is used during a squat. To prevent this problem from happening, squeeze your glutes while you're squatting to prevent your knees from buckling. One variation of the squat is called the front squat, in which the bar is no longer on your back, but on your chest and shoulders. This is normally used by advanced weightlifters to also strengthen their abdominal muscles, along with their quadriceps. If you don't have a barbell squat, no problem. You can do squats with just your body weight. Make sure you keep the same form, you still keep your head up, you drop as low as you can, and put your arms out in front of you to help you balance during your squat. And if a regular body weight squat is too easy for you, feel free to grab a weight or a textbook or anything heavy to help you improve your strength during your squat. Another great quadricep exercise is the leg press. It's a great substitute for squat, especially for people who have lower back problems. This can be a great exercise for hypertrophy because you can always spot yourself by pushing on your legs to help get the weight up. Controlling the leg press on the way down is very easy because it's a linear movement. However, you still want to go as low and as deep as possible, bringing your knees into your chest, again to stretch the quadriceps and increase hypertrophy and hyperplasia of your muscles. One caveat when it comes to leg pressing is you should never extend your legs fully. This puts too much pressure on your knees and the joints in your knees and can cause serious damage or hyperextension of your knee. The name of this exercise says it all. The leg extension is the best way to isolate the quads because it performs the exact action of the quads, and that is to extend the leg. The starting position should have the pad at the top of the foot at the bottom of the leg. You should already start with a large bend in your legs and feel a pull in your quadriceps. Extend your legs fully and squeeze your quadriceps tight, slightly pausing at the top of this motion, and then return to the bottom. Fully extending your legs and squeezing at the top is key for this exercise. In the last 10 to 15 degrees of this motion, it activates your vastus medialis. This is extremely important because your vastus medialis needs to be trained in order to keep your patella in place. If you were to not squeeze at the top here, you could potentially train your vastus lateralis so much and your vastus medialis so little that it could actually pull your patella out of place. Using this information, you should be able to safely increase the size and the strength of your quadricep muscles. The hamstrings are a group of 3 muscles: the biceps femoris, the semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus. The origin of all 3 of these muscles is on the ischium. The biceps femoris also originates on the femur. They all have an insertion on the tibia, and the biceps femoris also has an insertion on the fibula. They all have the same action of flexing and laterally rotating the leg while also extending the thigh. Here's a look at each individual hamstring muscle. A straight leg deadlift is a great way to train the hamstrings. Just make sure you keep a slight bend in your knees. This exercise is normally done with dumbbells or free weights. Hamstring curl is equivalent to the leg extension for the quads. It is the best exercise to completely isolate the hamstring muscles. Reverse lunges are a great way to train your hamstrings just using a body weight exercise.